Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the next game. The Bills beat the Jets. No, let me rephrase that, guys. The Bills destroyed the Jets 40-14, ladies and gentlemen. What many are saying this could be Aaron Rodgers' second to last game in the league. According to the AP, Bills clinched the AFC number 2 seed with a 40-14 rout of the undisciplined Jets. Josh Allen reflected on Buffalo's many offseason critics and doubters when asked about the Bills achieving their latest milestones while sewing up the AFC number 2 with a 40-14 rout of the unraveling and undisciplined New York Jets on Sunday. Guys, it wasn't even a question. Let's be 1000% honest. We already knew the Jets were jetting, period. I will give it up to them getting those last minute touchdowns to by Tyrod Taylor to try to go ahead and get not to get, you're already getting blown out, but not to get the shutout. I give them that. Congrats on getting those last minute touchdowns. Bills didn't really care and they weren't trying to get injured. So for them, they're looking ahead into the playoffs. Why would I put myself in a position to lose players when I need them for the playoffs, right? Nope. So they didn't really care for the for those 14 points being scored. But man, you can tell the Bills are absolutely looking ahead into the playoffs. That was one of the things that you can tell. They really wanted to make sure that they went into the playoffs with their engine revved. All the oils getting through every part of the engine, and that transmission in the car was fully ready to go. So that way when they face their opponent in the wild card weekend, they got all things going. Now, did they rest some guys? Yes. But overall, you knew that the Bills wanted to finish out strong and take that momentum into the wild card. So that's gonna be very interesting. But they're absolutely looking ahead. They're not even worried about the Jets, if we're gonna be honest. The other thing too, man, the Jets are super tanking. I mean, we kind of already knew this, but this is even more than what we expected, in my opinion. Because if you take a look at it, this was supposed to be the year. Oh, Jets finally get to have Aaron Rodgers. They finally get to get him his weapons. Finally get to see the Jets are only a quarterback away. They told us, right? And it's funny because I'm and I got so much slack. And I said before the season started, in my very last prediction, I said I got the Jets winning 6 or 7 games. Like, oh, Misfits, that's ridiculous. Jets are going to be number 2 in the division. Watch. They might even win the division. I was like, okay, sure. No way did I think they were going to take the division, A, because until it happens, nobody's taking it from the Bills, and that includes my Dolphins. But B, I just didn't really see. Oh, I gave them the respect. I actually thought they'd be third in the division. Guess what? They're third in the division. But I didn't think that they were going to get anything done. I just didn't believe in what the Jets were doing. And then it got confirmed when they fired after week 4 Robert Saleh. I'm like, there's no way they're getting anything done. Because typically teams, they get a little bump, they win a few games for their new interim head coach to try to get the momentum and get it out there. Man, these guys have been awful. But I know the reason. They got rid of Saleh, and what people didn't understand is Saleh was the reason that defense was going. This team, the way it was constructed, it was winning because of the defense, not the offense. That we all knew. But when you take away the head coach, who's a defensive head coach, from a young defense, It's like they were running around with chicken with like chickens with their head cut off. It was kind of sad to watch, to be honest with you. It just kind of proved to you that the Jets made a bad decision. Either you fire Salah before the season starts or after the season. Because I still think they might have actually gotten maybe 9 wins, maybe even 10 wins. They might have been playing for the playoffs. Because again, he would have had that defense going. And then although that offense hadn't been clicking really, the team feeds off each other. And I think, man, if they won 7 with Wilson, with Zach Wilson, yeah, I think they would have won 7 with Salah and in this team this year. But they did what they did. Man, they thought they could do better by not having Salah. He needed to get fired. Okay. Down the drain. And right now they are super tanking, people. Super tanking. I mean, it is so bad. I mean, if you take a look at this game, they just had no shot whatsoever. And then those last minute touchdowns were really just to kind of save face. Aaron Rodgers, 12 of 18, 112 yards, 2 interceptions, guys. Awful, awful gameplay. Josh Allen, 16 of 27, 182, 2 touchdowns. Even that was a bad game by Josh Allen, and somehow he still made it. Like, Brees Hall, 10 carries, 45 yards. They needed more from him. James Cook, 15 carries, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. He did what he normally does. Those are kind of his average for the season. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. It's what's to be expected from Wilson. Could he have maybe cut a few more and maybe perhaps gotten a few more yards? Yeah. Extended a couple plays, yes. But guess what? That's what they ended up getting from the extremely bad play by Aaron Rodgers. And Shavers for the Bills, 1 reception, 69 yards, touchdown. That made it happen for the Bills. Like, we expected a blowout by the Bills. They were favored by 9.5, but this was such a ridiculous blowout. It was just ridiculous. Look, at no point did the Jets had a shot at winning this game, and we knew that. 281 yards for the Jets versus the 348. 3 turnovers by the Jets. And 2 of them from Aaron Rodgers with those 2 egregious interceptions. Now, both teams got pretty much the same first down. 20 for the Jets, 23 for the Bills. But at the end of the day, the Bills were able to capitalize on the possessions they had versus the Jets, period. And that's what made the difference. The Bills, 31 minutes versus the 29 minutes that the Jets had in possession. The time was pretty much split even. So you can't even say one way or another that, oh, they had the ball more, so they had more opportunities. No. Even the touches that both teams had was pretty much the same. It just extreme lack of execution by the Jets, the main reason why they lost. And that execution is top to bottom. From the coaching, who's absolutely over his head. I mean, I feel bad for Ulrich. He is a DC. He is not a head coach. He should have never been put in this position. And right now, they're looking bad. Ladies and gentlemen, they are looking bad. But what do you expect? It's an interim head coach. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. So right now, this has been very tough for the Jets, not being able to capitalize at all. And the Bills again, they're doing their thing. Jets are now 4-12. They are still top 10 in the tankathon, and which I'll show you later. But this isn't good for the Jets whatsoever.